Happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. It's your girl, Milagros here. And today we are talking about toxic family members or friends for that matter. And we're just going to dive right in so we can pull out the stuff, unpack some things. I'm going to leave you with some questions and then we can have a conversation in the comment section. You can send me an email as usual or a message if you want. And if you do send me an email or message, please understand it's just going to take me a few days to get back to you. We can start unpacking this in the comments below and, just start kind of bringing this stuff to the surface so that we can get ourselves again to a place that's happier and healthier because we deserve it, right? So today's question is, are your family members toxic or do you have toxic family members? And here are some of the most common indicators of whether or not a family member or a friend is toxic. So these are the questions that you want to really sit down and ask about that particular family member if you find that whenever you're around them, it's exhausting, you feel depleted, you feel broken when you leave them. Like I've heard people say that, oh, after I'm done meeting with my aunt so-and-so, I feel broken. I feel like I need to call my therapist and have a cigarette, right? So here are a couple of things. One, are they critical? Are they constantly critical and nitpicking at you? Because when people are doing that, it makes it feel like you're never enough. You will never be enough because they're constantly, just little things all the time. And that can feel really exhausting. So that's toxic because the word toxic in and of itself means poisonous, destructive, unsafe. And that's not safe for your mental health. That's not safe for your emotional health. Okay. The second thing is, are they people who are always blaming you or other people for everything that happens in their lives when it doesn't go right? So these people have a tendency to take zero personal responsibility for their lives, their choices, their thoughts, their words. They blame everyone, sisters, cousins, uncle, and the dog around them. Those people are toxic. The third is, do they play the victim role all the time? So again, it goes back into that blaming. It's not my fault. This is what happened to me. It's my life. I was born with bad luck. You weren't there for me, right? Those people, again, toxic. Are they controlling? Are they looking to keep control of your calendar and your life? And they say, oh my God, I can't believe you wore that here. You should wear this instead. And they're trying to control what you do with your hair or how you dress or how you act or how you speak or how you talk. It's exhausting. So those people, again, toxic. Do they threaten or punish you? That's also a little more obvious of a toxic relationship because, yes, we all have a tendency to get mad and we make empty threats, and that's still not okay. Toxic people have a tendency to threaten you, like, if you don't do what I said, and let's say these are your parents, if you don't do what I said, I'm going to stop paying for your tuition. If you don't do what I said, I'm going to do this. If you don't do what I said, and they're always looking for ways to punish you for the critical things that they were on you about, that because they can't control that behavior or that thing that you're doing in your life, they will punish you and they look for ways, they threaten you and then they follow through and they punish you. Those are really toxic relationships because when we think about family, I first want to just say this. When it comes to family in and of itself, the word family should mean love and support, right? Unconditional love and support. So not everybody that you're related to is necessarily going to be in your family, if that makes sense. I sat down with my daughter about 2 years ago and we were talking about family and we made a family tree, and not like my grandparents and my mom and this, not like that. We just drew a tree and then on all the branches we wrote names of people who we consider to be family. And when we stepped back from this picture, the majority of the names on that tree were not blood related to. It's people who have been coming into our lives who are truly loving and supportive and unconditional. And these are the people who, when I say I have this big crazy idea, their response is, that sounds crazy. You should totally go for it. Like, how can I support you? What can I do to help? You're insane. Go do that. That's family, right? If you have these family and these friends who you have this big crazy idea and you share it with them and they instantly start shooting you down, please understand that, one, they're shooting you down because they're operating from a place of fear. They don't believe that they're deserving and worthy of having big dreams, so why should you? And a lot of times people don't even register that that's what they're doing, but that's what they're doing. Because when I got to a place where I fully love myself, I'm able to appreciate and love every other human. When I can see the wholeness in me, I see the wholeness in others. When I acknowledge that I deserve to dream big and live my life to the full, and other people come to me and tell me their big crazy dreams, I'm like, yes, that's so exciting. Go do that. That sounds like crazy. Go do it, right? Because again, we cannot give what we do not have. So a lot of times people have been living under this boulder or whatever you want to call it, that makes them believe that because they're operating from a place of fear and worry and they're not deserving, because they don't know that they're deserving, they don't think you are either, and they'll shoot down your dreams. Stop talking to those people. Stop sharing your dreams with those people. For real. That's not your family. The people who you can tell and who get excited with and for you, that's your family, right? The people who you come to and you can share parts of yourself honestly and openly, and they love you and accept you, that's your family. The people who you go to and you honestly share a piece of yourself, and then they start condemning you and they start, oh my gosh, you're making my life so the shame on this family, and they take it on to themselves like, what? That's not your life. That's my life. Like, I'm just being honest with you about a decision that I made, and they take it on like it's the worst thing ever to happen to them, and they need you to change in order for that. Cut those people out your life. That's toxic. Okay? That's toxic. So those are some things that we can start looking at and recognizing. And then what you can do if you do have those types of toxic people in your life is, first of all, you need to start acknowledging boundaries, right? I have to decide if that person's healthy for me or not. And if I'm looking for love and support and you're not giving it, this might not be the space for me to be residing in and spending a lot of my time and energy in. So I'm going to create parameters where I'm going to say, I'm going to limit my time here because it's just not healthy, right? I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to say hi. I'm going to be cordial, but I'm not spending and investing a lot of time and energy here because it's not healthy for me. There's a minimal amount of love and support, if any at all. And so I'm going to go and invest my time and energy in those relationships that we reciprocate love and support. And then the other thing is you want to start looking at ways to become more independent and to start building yourself up and loving on yourself so that you're not dependent on anybody, right, at all. It's nice to hear it from people for every now and then, but we shouldn't become dependent on needing other people to validate us in order for us to feel good about ourselves. So you want to start becoming more independent, doing more self-care, more self-love, loving yourself. And also that might mean go get a coach, go get a therapist, go get a counselor, whatever that is. Work out some of that stuff for yourself so that you stop looking for validation from these people who are critical and controlling and threatening and so on and so forth. And then the other thing is, if you need to sever ties, do it. That's the real of the real, because again, not everyone we're related to is family. We have a tendency to go, oh, family first. We have to do it for the family. That is not healthy. That is toxic. And if I stay in that situation, I'm going to be a hot mess, right? Or I'm going to be as unhealthy as the rest of that dynamic. I cannot be there. That's not a place for me because I want and deserve better. And by better, I mean healthier. Right? I want healthier for myself. So I'm going to move myself away, and we can love from a distance, and that's a really healthy thing to do. And then again, make sure that if you find that you're having a really hard time either severing ties or creating parameters, seek help to have someone help you create those boundaries for yourself so that you can live a healthier and happier life because you deserve it. Now, the flip side of this is you might want to start questioning yourself as well. Is my love conditional? Am I asking people to behave or act a certain way in order for me to feel good because I need them to align with my beliefs and my filters? Do I need them to act a certain way so that when the world sees us, they see this picture perfect thing that I'm putting forth, right? Because that's not real and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So you also might want to start questioning yourself and determining, am I the toxic person? Am I critical? Am I controlling? And if you have honest relationships in your life, maybe ask, right? Ask some people. One of the simple things that I started doing recently with my daughter is I started recognizing that if she would ask me my opinion and I would give her my opinion, and then she had a tendency to lean in my opinion. Of course, I'm her mom, right? So I realized that lately what I started doing was, because I don't want her to lean in my opinion because I'm operating from my filter. So for instance, something so simple, she had 2 paintings and she wanted to purchase one for her room. One was black and white and one was filled with color. And she said, which one do you like? And I said, it doesn't matter which one I like. The question is, what do you like? Because I know my filter. My filter is I gravitate towards color. But if you like black and white, and that makes you feel good and that resonates, go there. Like whatever you decide is the best decision for you. Whatever feels like peace, whatever makes you feel good, go there. And my job is to love and support you and to provide the money to buy the painting, right? So she ends up looking at the two for a while, and then she said, I'm going to go with the colorful one because I realized that I wanted to pick this one, the black and white one, because then I thought it would make other people think that I'm more mature. So she was able to acknowledge that she was making a decision thinking about what other people may be thinking about her. And the reality was that she wanted the colorful one. So when we got the colorful one, she got back home and she put it up. She's like, that's me. That's you. And we have to get better at becoming more self-aware, loving, acknowledging the wholeness that's in us so that we can give other people the room and we can see them the same way. And so that we can start creating limitations and boundaries for the relationships in our lives, be it family or not, because we deserve to live healthy and happy lives without taking on the drama of other people. Or like if they're trying to impose it on you, like shing shing. I do this thing like I pretend like I have Wonder Woman like shields and like shing shing. No, I'm not taking that. That has nothing to do with me and everything to do with you. You're grown. I'm gonna be over here minding my business. Those are your life choices. You have to take responsibility for your life. Good luck. And it wasn't always easy for me to see that, but I'm finally in a place because of practice that I can legit say to people, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking that on. Like, oh, that's unfortunate. She's an adult. She's making her life choices. She's living her best life. She's doing the best she can with what she know how. Or he's probably in a lot of pain if he's using those drugs. Our job is to love and support him and to let him know that we validate his feelings even though we know that there's a healthier option for him, right? Like love and support, love and support, love and support. And it's not always easy because sometimes the people that we're closest to, we have a tendency to say, I worry about you and I have all these fears because I love you. But the truth of the truth is worry and fear are on this end of the spectrum and love is all the way over there. Love is all the way over there. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. So if I love and support you truly, that's going to allow me, the more that I practice aligning with love and support, to see that I'm operating from a place of worry and fear. And then I have to start pouring love all over that, acknowledging that, you know, like, this has no place here because it's just unhealthy. My job is to show up with love and support. My job is to help you figure out what's going to make you truly happy and healthy in every regards of that word. So this is obviously a conversation that we can have for hours on end, but I'm trying to keep this as short as possible, especially like under 15 minutes. So I'm going to stop right there. If you have any questions or comments or anything, put it in the comments. Let's talk about it as a community. You can also shoot me an email if you want, if you have a question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, which is not always right away, but I will get back to you eventually. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you know someone who can benefit from it, please share it, because we have to get to a place where we're willing to ask ourselves these questions in order to continuously expand and to get to those healthier and happier places, which is super sparkly everything, which we deserve, which you deserve, which every human deserves, right? So moving towards love and support as a family member, acknowledging when I'm not getting it, pulling myself away, creating healthy boundaries for myself, right? That's what I have for you. I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend, and I will see you next Wednesday for our next deep unpacking video, whatever that may be. All right, love you. Bye.